people. It's been a minute or two, a few weeks, I think, but I'm so delighted to join you. It's the end of October, the last day of October, and I am getting in a little bit of scrapbooking. Actually, I did this on Saturday, and I'm recording the voiceover on a Monday. So I'm going to start with a pretty basic layout, just white 4x6 cards, and only my 3x4 cards have a little bit of color, and I'm pulling them from both the Studio Calico monthly collection and also the Scraptastic. In fact, that 3x4 card on the left is from the October Scraptastic kit. So looking through a few of these other 3x4 cards to see if anything else catches my attention and I might want to incorporate it. And I do decide to add this Studio Calico, at least I think it is, pink card that says you, yes you. I think that's the perfect card for the two photos that are flanking that pink card. One is of my son rocking this new kind of look with his old man hat, and the other is of him rocking a pretty typical 11th grade look. And my journaling is all about him just feeling really good, being an 11-year-old, a 6th grader. He's enjoying his new school, his challenging classes, and we're just so excited for him. And so I wanted just to journal about where he's at, both in terms of style and in terms of emotionally. So at this point, I'm trying to figure out what 4x6 card I want to use. And there are also these chipboard elements from one of Ali Edwards' monthly kits. And I think that that little round chipboard piece will be a nice addition. So this is really where I'm starting out then as a basis for this site, this layout. So I want to figure out the right card for that photograph on the right-hand side. It's an image of the newest Smithsonian Museum, the Smithsonian National African American History and Culture Museum. And we were so fortunate to be able to go to the opening ceremonies on the opening weekend. And it was really wonderful. The museum is great. The exhibits are excellent. And it's just such an unbelievable opportunity to live in the Metro DC area and have the chance, the benefit of all the amazing resources through the National Park and the Smithsonian Museums. So I wanted to journal about that and our first experiences, in addition to, of course, taking into account some of the other things going on with our family this week. So I have purchased a new tape, same company, but the version that I'm using right now is a thinner width, and I thought that that might be a little bit easier to use with the smaller photographs and embellishments, and I think that works fine. However, with the larger images, I do find that the wider tape is still best. So for now, I think I'm going to go back and forth and use both of them depending on the size of the item. So after rounding a few of the cards, now I'm trying to figure out next steps. Where do I want to go? And I'm going to go ahead and adhere that photograph down. That's of me and my hubby out on a hot date. Yes! When you've been married as long as we have, it's always nice when you can go on a date and enjoy the companionship of your significant other. And so we got the chance to do that the other weekend. I got a little dancing in, a little bit of good laughter, even a little bit of flirting in. Yes! So let's see. So now that I've adhered all of the photographs down, trying to figure out what I want to do, I do have that photograph on the far right-hand bottom, and that's just an image of this kind of foreboding sky that I noticed on my drive in to work. And it hadn't started to rain just yet, but there was the sun was kind of coming up, and so the lower clouds were kind of blue, but you could see the dark gray kind of white clouds in the background, and I thought it was an unbelievable sky. And so I just took a quick photograph of it while waiting in a lot of traffic. So I've got to figure out how to incorporate that one. And now I've picked up these Ali Edwards little cards. They're like 2x3 or something like that. Really, really nice heavyweight cardstock. I love the color on the top, and I wanted so desperately to include them in this layout. and you're going to see me fiddle a couple of times trying to figure out how to make them work. In the end, they don't. I have to let them go. And I have to say, one of the things I think I've learned over time is that if it takes a lot of effort to try to make an embellishment or something work, it's probably not the right layout for them. And so I have to let them go and just be okay with that and find another opportunity to incorporate that item. So that's what I end up doing with this spread. And instead, I pick up some of the little paper embellishments that come in the Scraptastic kits. A really nice, plentiful collection of various size paper embellishments. Initially, I think that was the October embellishments in my hand, and then I also pull out some of the August embellishments as well. So I've got tons of those and looking forward to finding other ways to use them. But for now, I find just a couple of items that I think I want to keep out and see if it's possible to incorporate them in some way into this week's spread. Okay, so at this point, I'm not really sure about the direction I want to go. And so usually when that happens, my go-to thing to do is to start journaling. And in the process of journaling, frequently some new creative ideas will kind of, come up. So first up, I want to do a lot of journaling on this 4x6 card. But as soon as I start to journal, I think my tape runner is old in the typewriter. And so it starts to kind of spit and sputter black ink. And it's not a nice, crisp imprint of the letters, and it starts driving me crazy. And I realize, nope, not going to work. I'm going to have to throw that 4x6 card out. So instead, I just pick up a couple of 8.5 by 11 sheets of labels and decide to work with that. So I've used this strategy before. Take a whole 8.5 by 11 sheet and just start journaling. And then once one label is full, I just scroll down to the next label and continue to journal. And so that's what I've done here. And what that means is that I end up with a good number of labels. But the beautiful thing is that because I have that white foundation, very simple and easy, I can incorporate many different colors in terms of the labels, and I don't think they compete with each other. And in fact, they just look like a rainbow of just loveliness, at least in my eyes. So I'm going to go with it. So I do throw in that little Scraptastic embellishment that says, yep, right on top of that cloud photograph, which I think works. And now I'm just organizing the labels on the appropriate photographs. There we go. I do make one little mistake and I misorder some of the labels on that bottom right-hand photograph, but I'll come back to it at the very end after I finish filming and I'll have to rearrange them. But that's okay. No biggie, and still forging ahead. So the next thing I decide to do, which is a little bit different than what I've done in the past, is to take a whole 4x6 card and to cluster 3 labels, one very large one, 2 kind of small size labels on the 4x6 card. That labeling on the 4x6 card is for all 3 of the 3x4 cards. So I didn't really want to place the journaling on the 3x4 cards. I just wanted to allow the photographs to speak for themselves and just kind of be like, bam, right out there without having a lot of embellishment or text around the photographs. I've done it in the past, but this time I wanted to do something a little bit different. And so I do add some of those puffy stickers from the Scraptastic collection. I love those puffy stickers. I love the colors. And some are primary, some are a little bit more pastel, but I like the balance and wanted to incorporate that into this week's spread. So at this point, what I need to do is simply adhere down all of the labels. And some I layer on top of the photographs and some I tuck under the photographs. Again, just to add a little bit of dimension and interest to an otherwise fairly simple spread this week. And in fact, you should know that this spread only took me 43 minutes and some change in minutes. So I think this might be a record in terms of the amount of time that it took me to put this together. I think in part an explanation for how quickly this came together is that I just journaled quickly on the 8.5 by 11 journaling sheets. I didn't do a lot of fussing with embellishments. There's not a lot of stamping here. I didn't try any really new techniques. And so that's fine. I mean, sometimes I do belabor a spread and I can take 2 hours doing some stamping and all types of more, maybe a little bit more intricate detailing. And in this spread, I didn't do that. I just kept it simple, and that's okay. I'm not worried about being behind. This was from the end of September this week, and we're now at the end of October. So it's not about trying to quote unquote catch up, but just this is what I was feeling, I think, and I'm good with that. So at this point, the labels are adhered, the photographs are adhered. I've added a little bit of dimension with the puffy stickers. And so just a couple other items that I want to include, and I think I will be good to go. So I'm going to incorporate these little, they're like acrylic white stars. Oh, I can't remember which kit they came in. Probably Studio Calico or Scraptastic. I think Scraptastic. I think. Looking at the packaging, but I'm not Oh, nope, that's Ali Edwards. Sorry, see, I'm all wrong. That's Ali Edwards. And I'm so sorry. I don't always, once I start taking stuff out, I just grab what works for me. So at the moment, just FYI, I am using Ali Edwards monthly kit, Studio Calico's monthly kit, and the Scraptastic monthly kit. The Scraptastic is new. I just started, I think, in August. I am enjoying it, particularly the colors, and it's a pretty nicely stocked envelope full of supplies, which I do appreciate. The colors, I think, are what's most attractive to me. Very often, the colors from the Ali Edwards cards in particular are not always up my alley. Ali Edwards. But anyway, not sure which one I want to let go, at least not yet. So I wanted to go ahead and get the week number in, and so I thought that worked perfectly under the yep. So yep, week 38. Nice and simple. I was pondering if I wanted to do a little bit of stamping, and use, some powders, but decide, nope, I'm just gonna let this be what it is, and that's okay with me. So I'm figuring that out. I will let you know that I am trying to get a little bit of exercising in. And so that far right photo on the bottom, that's a image of me getting some jogging in one rainy autumnal afternoon, actually early evening at sunset. It was perfect. The sun was setting, the leaves were glistening, a deer pranced across my path. The rain was just a lovely little light sprinkle. It was one of those almost out of body experiences. So I had to stop and just take a photo of the moment. And so I just wanted to journal about how joyful I felt in the moment. And so that's it for my week. And for the boys' week, some good, really high moments, but nothing I think too far out of the box, except of course for my hot date with hubby. That was a little bit different for us. So now what I want to do is just get my dates on for the week. I ponder if I want to go vertical, but in the end, I opt for horizontal placement of the dates of the week. And then I'm going to put a little enamel dot between the first day of the week and the last day of the week. Another little speck of color and a little bit of dimension. And that, my friends, is it. We are all done. Yes, yes, yes. So I hope you and your family are enjoying these beautiful days of fall. I hope you're finding a moment to be creative, and I'm just sending you hugs. Just lots of light and love and hugs wherever you live on our beautiful globe. So until next time, bye!